coffee, by the mighty name of power do I invoke thee, consecrating thee to the service of the magic light. Let the pulsations of my heart be strong and regular and slow. Let my brain be wakeful and active in its supreme task of self-control, that my desired end may be effected through thy strength. Adonai, unto whom be the glory forever. Amen without lie, and amen of the amen. Aleister Crowley. Today is National Coffee Day in the United States. It's one thing many people of divergent, we all agree upon coffee, or at least most of us do. Anyway, I may sound weird and I may look weird because I've set up another little camera setup because I was having trouble with my sound the last couple days. Now I'm looking at my comments section here. Now this is a new setup. It's a new camera and it's a new microphone. And unless I hear from somebody out there that this is working, I will soon assume that it is not working, and I will unplug this new equipment and start the show over again the old way. Now, I've been on for 2 minutes, a little over 2 minutes here. Will anybody please comment that I've even... Okay, Jay. Jay says it looks good and it sounds good. Could I get somebody else? Thank you, Sylvia. Sound all right. Welcome to the order of Monday morning. Besides it being National Coffee Day, which reminds me I better have a sip here, otherwise I can't think properly. Anyway, now I'm not being paid by Temple Coffee. It's just my local coffee shop, and it's excellent coffee. There's Temple coffee brewer shops all over Sacramento, and my favorite one is just down the street here on H Street, and they know me there. They take pity on me there. Let's see. Yesterday, Constance and I attended just a fantastic, marvelous event of group ceremonial magic. Now, you've often heard me say that magic is a lonely art form, and ultimately, each of us do our magic. It is a solo thing, but people do work with each other, especially for seasonal events and such. Because I've always sort of had the attitude that most of the time, working with groups, and if you're working with groups toward a single end, it seems like every member of the group, the officers in the ritual in a way, are at least in danger of throwing a monkey wrench into the whole scene, because it's really hard to adequately decide upon a group will. And purpose of magic is to cause change to occur in conformity with will. And if you got 16 people in a ritual, you got 16 wills going on there. Not that it's impossible, and it's quite appropriate, especially for seasonal events, when it is pretty much on a very natural, visceral level, that because we've incarnated on this particular speck of dust in the universe, that it's our will to also be in tune with the seasonal rhythms of our material existence. So seasonal rituals are pretty appropriate, and people naturally do it all over the world, since prehistoric times. But we went to just a beautiful, beautiful ritual, an equinox ritual yesterday. A group ritual here in Sacramento, and it was very gratifying to see that a great deal of the poetry and the inspirational speeches and such were directly thelemic from the Book of the Law, from the Holy Books of Thelema, from the Vision and the Voice, and it was all just perfectly appropriate. It was a well-crafted ritual, and the officers were the three principals, the gunas, mercury, salt, sulfur, and the four elements, the Yod-Heh-Vav-Heh elements of fire, water, air, and earth. And not only was it appropriate and appropriately opened with full Golden Dawn formula, banishings and purifications and everything. But it was done for the purpose of drawing an oracle for each member of the officers and each member of the congregation. And at the climax, everyone drew from a bag. We took communion at the end of the climax of the ceremony of wonderful cakes and wine, and then we drew a tarot card, a tarot trump. Any kind of tarot. We drew a tarot card from a bag, but the cards were shuffled during the ceremony itself, as the three principles were going in a clockwise direction, and the four elements were going in a counterclockwise position, and as they met each other, they exchanged cards, and it was a magnificent shuffling procedure. And as they were doing it, we in the congregation were sitting silently with just gorgeous music playing. And so we were shuffling the cards. We were shuffling ourselves. Okay, this was the coolest turn of the bingo wheel that I've ever seen. And then we each of us then approached the altar and took the host, took the wine, and then reached into that magically shuffled bag and picked our card. And that card was to be sort of our oracle for the coming season. Okay, from here to winter. This is sort of the hallmark of our thing. So I just wanted to share that with you, because it was just a magnificent event, and I'd like to thank all the folks at Charms who hosted the thing. We had a potluck dinner afterwards. What a lovely day, and it was the perfect cap to my weekend anyway, because Saturday night I did my show, which went, in my opinion, extraordinarily well. I lived through it, okay. But anyway, it was a wonderful, wonderful weekend. I thought I'd share that with you here on the Order of Monday Morning. In keeping with that theme, those of you who have tarot decks, okay, or even familiar with the tarot cards, I would like to have our own little tarot oracle right now. And I've got a deck that I created. Where is the? I hope I don't run my chair over the homemade box. The homemade box is what's that, dear? No, I'm not. I'm just starting. You want to say hello to everyone from back there?
Good morning. I've just hung clothes out on the line. It's a cloudy, gloomy, cold day.
It's a what?
Cloudy, gloomy, cold day.
Yes, it is a cloudy, gloomy, cold day. But cheer up. It's going to stay that way all day. Sorry.
You're a magician. Can't you do something?
Yeah, we're right in the. I'm letting everyone think of a tarot card.
Oh,
right.
Well.
A tarot trump card or an ace. Think of a tarot card or tarot trump or an ace. Well,
I just thought of one thing. I'll tell you later.
We're getting ready for. Oh, you don't want to share it with me?
Well, should I do that?
Yeah.
Sun card.
Sun card. Oh, here it is, the sun card. Stick around. Lord of all terrestrial life, your rays we daily cherish. Source of liberty, source of light, without whom all would perish. Self-image is the catalyst. The sun's device is clear. By shamelessness you'll be transformed to greet this section of the year.
Are you okay with that, with me? I'm going now.
You're shameless all the time. Okay, well that's that one. And for any of you who picked the sun card, that was your oracle too. Now right now I am trying to find the clever little box, because that's probably the best thing of this whole thing. So years ago, 25 years ago, at the dawn of the 21st century, I was teaching a tarot class to psychologists in the San Diego area at here we go, at Art Rosengarten's tarot circle down in the San Diego County. And so I made a deck of these oracle cards. Now, I think that I eventually published the information. I guess this new camera really blurs it when I get up close there. Well, that's one drawback of that. So it was for the next millennium. That's why I've got the MM there. Okay. Celebrating the end of 2,000 years of Christendom. Okay. Are you ready? If you chose the Fool card, here's your oracle. A pure buffoon skips toward his doom an abyss of profound uncertainties. It takes a fool to seed that womb with all possible possibilities. Innocence is the catalyst. The fool's advice is sage. By purity of heart, you'll be transformed to greet the coming age. Or in this case, the next 90 days. Did you choose the devil? If you chose the devil, the bad see bad, the good see good. Ignorance is the greatest evil. The ignorant just look at God and see nothing but the devil. Temptation is the catalyst. The devil's advice is sage. Transmute a vice. You'll be transformed to greet the coming age. Did you choose the temperance card? Well, if you chose the temperance card, Crowley calls it the art card, and so do we in our deck. The angel temperance evokes a mist of steam from magic born, of water and fire most subtly mixed with light. The rainbow forms. Union of opposites is the catalyst. Temperance's advice is sage. By alchemy, you'll be transformed to greet the coming age. Now, I said you could choose the aces, too. So, if you chose the Ace of Wands, the Ace of Wands, the soul's true will, the purpose of your existence. Discover your will and you will kill the source of all resistance. Your true will is the catalyst. The Ace of Wands is sage. By self-control, you'll be transformed to greet the coming age. Okay. Did you choose the Moon card? If so, she's constant in consistency. Her glamour ever-changing. The moon's allure is never sure, eternal wax and waning. Illusion is the catalyst. The moon's advice is sage. Seeing through it, you will be transformed to greet the coming age. Did you choose the Hermit? The hermit shuns the world of wealth. On mountaintop he stands. He hides himself within himself, but gives his light to man. Solitude is the catalyst. The hermit's advice is sage. In silence you'll be transformed to greet the coming age. I think the next 90 days around here, that's probably good advice for all of us. Now, if you picked another ace, if you picked the Ace of Swords, here is your oracle. The Ace of Swords is power invoked, authority and discrimination. A deadly tool when you're provoked, dread source of consternation. Contention is the catalyst. The Ace of Swords advises sage. Through an altercation, you'll be transformed to greet the coming age. But don't worry, because you got the Ace of Swords. Okay. You'll beat the shit out of that confrontation. Okay. Did you choose the Hierophant? If you chose the Hierophant, a holy man who hears and heeds the voice of God within him. Sweet mysteries priest who dares to lead the souls of men and women. The voice of your soul is calling. It's the catalyst. The Hierophant's advice is sage. Through inspiration, you'll be transformed to greet the coming age. Okay. Now, did you choose the World card or the Universe card? Now, it's one of the most magical cards in the deck. Between the Fool and the Universe are the tarot cards. The Fool and the Universe are the beginning before the beginning and the end that is before the beginning of the beginning. They're okay. If you chose the World card or the Universe card, amidst the stars, a dancer whirls to music, the music of creation. Each turn transforms a world fulfilled into a world of expectation. Patience is the catalyst. The world's advice is sage. With age and time, you'll be transformed to greet the coming age. Did you choose the Chariot? The Holy Grail, a victorious knight serving neither evil nor good. His chariot is the mystic shrine of the cup of holy blood. Victory is the catalyst. The charioteer's advice is sage. In triumph, you'll be transformed to greet the coming age. For those of you who are just joining us, I've asked you to, for an oracle, to arbitrarily pick either a tarot trump in your mind, pick a tarot trump, or an ace, and I'll give you the oracle. You've missed a few. But if you've chosen the Hanged Man, a martyred man suspended tight, crucified or drowned. Truth mirrors truth, light mirrors light, even when you're upside down. Reversal is the catalyst. The hangman's advice is sage. Through sacrifice, you'll be transformed to greet this next 90-day period of the coming age. Okay. I hope you picked the Empress. One of my favorite cards. The Empress sits before the door of a garden in full bloom. At once a chaste wife and a whore, all life within her womb. Beauty is the catalyst. The Empress's advice is sage. By sweet romance, you'll be transformed to greet the coming age. Oh, you lucky folks that chose the Empress. Now, because you voluntarily could pick a card, I'm not sure everybody's, oh, I'll pick the Tower. But if you did, if you were ballsy enough to pick the Tower, here's your oracle. Another name for the Tower card is the House of God. But anyway, the House of God, a tower high, by God's own hand is blasted. But the world would stop. All life would die, if forever had it lasted. Destruction is the catalyst. The Tower's advice is sage. By war and vengeance, by war and danger, you'll be transformed to greet the coming age. Wow. Good luck, those who chose the Tower. I mean it. Good luck. Now, probably a lot of you chose the Lovers. Upon the woman man looks with lust, but the angel is her true lover. A man imagines what he must, but it's a God that lies above her. It's still a circuit, okay? Marriage is the catalyst. The lover's advice is sage. By a union, you'll be transformed to greet the coming age. And in your case, if that's a labor union, join up. As a matter of fact, I think it's time for a general strike. But I digress. If you chose the Judgment card, the Last Judgment, there may be a few that didn't voluntarily pick this, but if you did, apocalypse comes regularly. We may as well learn to face it. The world breaks down periodically. It's just easier to replace it. Resolution is the catalyst. Judgment's advice is sage. Make a decision, and you'll be transformed to greet the coming age. Now, I'm sure there are those, at least in the order of Monday morning, who were audacious enough to pick the Death card. And if you did, you're rewarded with this oracle. Sometimes the Death card really means death. Sometimes, but very seldom. It brings an end of an unbearable stress when any change is welcome. A grand finale is the catalyst. Death's advice is sage. Through inevitable change, you'll be transformed to greet the coming age. Now, if any of you out there were picking cards, I bet a few of you have picked the Wheel of Fortune. Upon the rim fight creatures three, and Fortune's wheel keeps spinning. Feeling, thought, and ecstasy, eternal loss and winning. Amusement is the catalyst. Fortune's advice is sage. By having fun, you'll be transformed to greet the coming age. Now remember, I said you could pick the aces too. So if you pick the Ace of Discs, the Ace of Discs, the physical plane, is what you think is real. It's real like rocks. It's real like pain. What you see, hear, taste, and feel. Property is the catalyst. Ace of Discs advice is sage. By money, you'll be transformed to greet the coming age. Well, I'm happy that someone out there. Okay. Now, the Strength card in the Crowley deck and the ancient decks, it's number 11 in the sequence, but in Hebrew letter order it's number 8. So strength. To hold the lion's jaws apart, great bravado is a must. But stronger still than strength of heart is good old-fashioned lust. Courage is the catalyst. Strength's advice is sage. By passion, you'll be transformed to greet the coming age. By passion. Justice card, the fool's girlfriend, if you chose the Justice card. The goddess Justice sits with poise and wields the scales and sword. Avoid extremes. Don't rock the boat. Balance is its own reward. Equilibrium is the catalyst. Justice's advice is sage. At gravity's point, you'll be transformed to greet the coming age. We're almost through here. Did you pick the magician? I would wager many of you picked the magician. The magician is a crafty boy. He'll cause your mind to boggle. He can't create, he can't destroy, but boy, can that guy juggle. Dexterity is the catalyst. The magician's advice is sage. By craft and skill, you'll be transformed to greet the coming age. If you chose the emperor, a warrior king the emperor be, his empire firm established, dictating all within his sea, his enemies killed or banished. Domination is the catalyst. The emperor's advice is sage. By ambition, you'll be transformed to greet the coming age. If you chose the Ace of Cups, you're a lucky person. If you chose the Ace of Cups, I love you. The Ace of Cups is love for sure, perhaps a wound from Cupid, or platonic love that's far more pure, but you'll act just as stupid. Love is the catalyst. Ace of Cups advice is sage. With a loving heart, you'll be transformed to greet the coming age. The High Priestess. Twixt. It's poetry. I can use words like twixt. I don't use Twix down at the coffee shop. Okay. Twixt. Dark and light, a maid serene weaves spells of fascination, spinning moonlight veils from strands of dream to conceal your initiation. The female is the catalyst. High priestess's advice is sage. By virginity's power, you'll be transformed to greet the coming age. Now I've got two additional cards here, and they're both numbered 23. And when I ask people to pick a card, sometimes they get this one. And it's my own 23rd trump. The fuck up. The fuck up stands where he shouldn't stand, says things he shouldn't say, lets opportunities slip through his hands and screws up every day. Incompetence is the catalyst. The fuck up's advice is sage. By blundering, you'll be transformed to greet the coming age. I guess I made two of these in case I lost one. Did you choose the star? That's all that's left. If you chose the star, every man and every woman is a star, most glorious and resplendent. Would each of us know who we are, self-radiant and independent? Hope is the catalyst. The star's advice is sage. By your inner light, you'll be transformed to greet the coming age. Okay, I've gone over, I apologize. Constance and I will hopefully be with you tomorrow for Parking Lot Tuesday. And I hope you got a little oracle, you played along this morning, got a little oracle out of this. And it gives me the opportunity to open up this homemade box. I only made a couple of these. I think I gave one to Art Rosengarten, and Jensen, our my publisher at Weiser. I think got one of these. I gave it to her about the time we published the Book of Ordinary Oracles. All the cards, including fun little illustrations of each of these cards by Brianna Siri, who I hope is watching, are illustrated in the Book of Ordinary Oracles. Well, that is it for today. Happy National Coffee Day. Get wired. Go out and get wired. And we'll see you tomorrow. Please, if there's anything wrong with either the video or the sound, or if you like this sound better than the sound you were getting over the last week or so, please let me know in the comments section, because I got the little inexpensive microphone camera thing, and I would like it very much if it worked, but if it doesn't, I want to know about it. Until tomorrow, continue to be good to yourself and be good to each other. Do what thou wilt shall be the whole of the law. Love is the law. Love under well.